Can you believe it? A brand new Mario & Luigi game was just announced in the Nintendo Direct. Mario & Luigi BrotherSHIP, coming this November. I definitely didn't see this coming, and I am very excited for this game. So before our big thorough analysis, let's go over some major details about the game that you might have missed from this reveal trailer. First up, this might be a big one for you, there's no Starlow in sight. Snoutlet seems to be the new partner character, as they're seen in a few scenes, and is even in the key art for the game. Connie is also in a few, though may just be another important recurring character. Or they may just be the character responsible for sending Mario and Luigi to these different islands, as we can see them here by the canon. But no Starlow is pretty big because she's been consistently in every Mario & Luigi game ever since the original Bowser's Inside story. Moving on, this whole game seems to be themed to power and electricity. The name of the little ally, Snoutlet, is obviously a pun on outlet, and there are various characters that look like electrical outlets and plugs. And then there's also the villains, the Extension Corps, and these are also based on different cords and plugs. This purple one, for example, is clearly based on audio plugs. The game is described as an island-hopping adventure, so rather than one large cohesive world, it might be broken up into a bunch of smaller ones. But we may not have loading zones in that case. It may be one large area to fully explore all at once. This next point is a pretty big one to me. There is unique characters. Unlike the last original Mario & Luigi game, Paper Jam, we can see this game is filled with tons of unique NPCs and enemies. We already went over how many of them are themed to different plugs and electrical outlets, but in general, they all have such unique designs, and it's really refreshing. One detail worth noting is that the game also seems to have something to do with the magic of Brotherhood. We can see from what's presumably the intro of the game that after Mario saves Luigi, their hands glow and a portal opens up, taking them somewhere else entirely, probably to the main location for this game. An interesting new overworld gameplay mechanic is that Luigi seems to have some sort of new controls. We can see a few instances of Mario separating away from Luigi, and we can see it's from the use of the L button in certain locations. This tells Luigi to perform a certain action or wait in a set location, for Mario to move where he needs to. And when they're really separated, we can see this little screen of Luigi pops up, so you can still make sure to control his actions and see them too. Moving into battle, we've got a big question here. Are Bros moves back? We see Mario and Luigi working together for a stronger jump attack, similar to the Bros moves from Superstar Saga. We also see Mario and Luigi working together for a stronger hammer attack. But could these be normal attacks? After all, the Bros attack items are back too. We see Mario and Luigi kicking the shell around, just like in the last few games. So it's kinda hard to say. We get a look at a few enemies, and some of them are based on older enemies. This spiky enemy is reminiscent of Thorbs from Dream Team, and this tree-like enemy looks like a Treevil from Bowser's Inside story. We can also see a new mechanic in battle called Kaboom Attacks, which deal extra damage to surrounding enemies. Like most Mario & Luigi games, there's a bunch of Overworld Abilities, and we get a look at one new one here, where we can see Mario and Luigi spinning into some sort of UFO to cross large gaps. It's a bit different than just a usual spin jump. One potentially big note is that Princess Peach isn't kidnapped. Yet, at least. She may be later in the game. But anyway, we see her leading a team of NPCs dressed somewhat similar to Toon Link in Wind Waker, or at least going off the little belt buckles here. She has some sort of ribbon tied around her wrist, and they're all riding a Dory, who's also wearing a bandana. So maybe this is some sort of team that Peach is part of? There's a new battle mechanic. We can see in a screenshot that there's some sort of pair of outlets along the bottom UI. But what could this be? Is this tied to some sort of special ability that Mario and Luigi have? And saving the biggest for last, what is the BrotherSHIP? Yeah, the BrotherSHIP. See, the game isn't just about the brotherhood between Mario and Luigi, cause at the very end of the trailer, we can see that this isn't actually an island, but a natural looking ship. It's even in the key art for the game, where we can see it sailing. Whether or not this will actually be called the BrotherSHIP is unknown, but what secrets does it hide? After all, it's a pretty interesting looking boat. Perhaps it's the central hub of the game, since we can see the cannon on it, which is used to send the brothers to different islands. And there you have it, a bunch of new details about this brand new Mario and Luigi game that you might have missed. Of course, there's a lot more going on here, far more than we could ever break down in a quick details video. So make sure to subscribe to GameXplain to stay tuned for our upcoming in-depth analysis. I know I'm excited to work on it. Until next time, farewell everyone.